Doctor Who. Hey, it's me, and a penguin. My name's the Doctor. I live in a TARDIS, Type 40 TARDIS. It's a bit wearing thin. I stole it from Gallifrey. I stole it from Gallifrey, and I've been searching the stars ever since. But I'm a bit upset. I wonder what's happened to my show. Is it in safe hands? Today, let's find out. Welcome to the channel, guys. I'm the Doctor. This is my TARDIS, and I hope you're all doing well. I know I've been away for quite some time now. Just, general struggling to get through life. Day-to-day, typical stuff. You know me. Doctor Who. It is my absolute favourite show ever. I used to watch it when I was a kid, and for some reason, for many years after I was about 16, I got bored of the show because I wanted to watch The Sopranos or Gomorrah or, violent crime dramas. But nowadays, I'm a bit less cynical than I used to be, and I tried rewatching it, and bloody hell, I've fallen straight back in love with it. It is a brilliant, popular drama built on ideas, and I love that. So the showrunner for the first 4 seasons of Doctor Who, New Doctor Who, was Russell T Davies. That is what people consider the golden era, golden age, and I agree. Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant, 2 wonderful actors. David Tennant is possibly one of my favourite actors of all time. We had Rose Tyler, Donna Noble, Martha Jones, great companions.
You've saved my life in so many ways. You're just popping home for a visit, that's what you mean?
You dumbo.
And then you're coming back.
Sure you are. Great big outer space dance.
Yeah.
Series 4 is my favourite season of all time. It then changed hands to Stephen Moffat, who did series 5 to 10. So he did a few more seasons than Russell T Davies. So he had Matt Smith as the Doctor with Amy and Rory.
Think.
If they're fish people, it explains why they hate the sun.
Stop talking, brain thinking, hush.
It's the school thing that I don't understand.
Stop talking, brain thinking, hush.
I say we take the fight to them. What?
Followed by Clara. Then we had Peter Capaldi, which is actually my favourite Doctor.
You think they're all idiots, don't you?
What, you mean the rest of the universe? Basically, yes, I do.
He had Clara as well as Bill and Nardole as companions. So from Moffat, season 5 and 9 are brilliant. They're my favourites. And that is connected to why Chris Chibnall is a problem. So Chris Chibnall took over from Stephen Moffat and did this stupid thing where they just gave up on doing 2-part episodes. They were single episodes. The worst seasons of Doctor Who are single episode series, like season 7. Season 7 has tons of problems, but it has a few brilliant episodes, don't get me wrong. Season 6 was utterly brilliant at first because they were doing 2-part episodes. Stephen Moffat was great at building these huge arcs, so much going on in the background, and I love that. I dislike the series most that don't have that, and it's just episode after episode, a different thing each time. Season 9 is utterly fantastic because it is entirely made on 2 or 3-part episodes. There's only one that's on its own, which is what's it called? It's a bad episode. Sleep No More, that's it.
Greedy, filthy, stupid humans. And then we can all be together. Dust to dust. Excuse me.
Not very good. They tried to do found footage and it was just... Some of the ideas they started having just didn't really make much sense. But season 9 has Heaven Sent, which is probably the best Doctor Who episode ever made.
So for your own sake, understand this. I am the Doctor. I'm coming to find you, and I will never, ever stop. But how long will I have to be here? Forever.
It's definitely got the most, focus on grief.
I can't always do this. It's not fair. Clara, it's just not fair. Why can't I just lose? whatever I do, you still want me there.
And, you know, it has this big overarching thing, but, a bit of that gets ruined in the following episode, which is similar to Chris Chibnall. Now, Chibnall, as everyone knows, has sort of run the series into the ground. We have Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. She's fine as the Doctor.
Ta-da! Ooh. She'll be fine.
Coming after Capaldi, Matt Smith and David Tennant, you've got your work cut out for you. The problem with Chibnall is he focused on drama too much. It became far less silly. It tried to be way too serious. And the Doctor wasn't really the Doctor anymore. No one reacts properly to the TARDIS. They just go in it and it's like, oh, okay. That's not how the world works. And it frustrates me, and that's still a problem with the new season. Season 12, after a few watches, I think it's pretty damn good. There are some great episodes in it, really great episodes, like Fugitive of the Jadoon. That was a brilliant mystery. I'm not sure how I feel about Ruth as the Doctor, though. We have Praxius focusing on birds.
Gaz, how are you doing? Because we've literally got the most exciting rotting bird that I've ever seen.
It's a globe-trotting adventure, and I think that's a lot of fun.
Have they gone?
But it is a woke episode. They ram home how bad pollution is, and Chibnall is awful for that. He has so many woke episodes, and it is not ever what Doctor Who has been about, and it's frustrating that he decided to make these terrible changes.
Unless people face facts and change, catastrophe is coming.
The Doctor in season 11 as well isn't really like the Doctor. She's just some goofy person. She's not, someone who has had loss after loss, their hearts torn to pieces over the years. She's just a happy-go-lucky sort of guy. But in season 12, she's a lot more, dismissive. She's a lot more deceptive. She's always lying to people, and that's what the Doctor should be. The Doctor's an alien.
Where do you go? Home. On my own. Why? Why not with us? Because you ask too many questions.
With a much smaller understanding of stuff like that. The Doctor can't see, the world like everyone else, because he's been there from start to finish. He's seen it all, so everything just becomes stuff, as Matt Smith said.
I look at a star and it's just a big ball of burning gas, and I know how it began, I know how it ends, and I was probably there both times. Now, after a while, everything is just stuff.
And that's what the Doctor should be, detached, alien, essentially. The previous Doctors, Capaldi started off as one of the most brutally harsh Doctors out there. He was pragmatic, leaned on, the means justifying the ends quite a lot. He just flat out killed a few people.
Have you ever killed anyone? There's a look in your eyes sometimes that makes me wonder. Have you?
Yes.
Yes!
No, there's a button on the side.
Yes, give it here!
Afraid it has a knack to it.
And Tennant and Smith as well, both, kind of sociopaths.
I know you know, I can see it in your faces. Don't play games with me. Don't ever think you're capable of that.
No, today I honour the victims first. His, the Masters, the Daleks, all the people who died because of my mercy.
And I think that's what the Doctor should be. Obviously, the Doctor should also be, valiant, a brave hero. So, season 12 starts getting really good. The Lone Cyberman is introduced in the best episode in this season, which is The Haunting of Villa Diodati. A fantastic episode. You can't say it isn't, because it is. It's brilliant. There's so much atmosphere oozing out of it, and the introduction to the Lone Cyberman is fantastic. There's a moment where you think he's going to change his mind, because he realises, he used to have a family before he was converted, but he was only partially converted converted, and you think he's going to be like, oh, okay, maybe not, because I had a family, I feel sorry for you now. No, I'm so glad that Chibnall said, screw that, he's just going to grab her arm and say, I killed my children, blah, 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 and it was his choice to become a Cyberman. The lone Cyberman is terrifying, a brilliant villain, and then Chibnall ruins it completely with the final episode. Because the Master's there, the lone Cyberman just gets shoved to the side. Why? In that season, the lone Cyberman is better than the Master, because Chibnall doesn't do a good Master. The Master is just one note, evil, and that's it. Which doesn't make sense anyway. This is the Master following Missy.
It's time to stand with the Doctor,
who was killed in season 10. So, what?
Don't bother trying to regenerate. You got the full blast.
How are they back? No one questions that. The Doctor doesn't ask questions, and that's the thing. Chibnall keeps changing stuff and never, mentioning the older series. That's not how it should be. When Moffat took over, he was constantly referencing the earlier seasons, because obviously you would. With Chibnall, it feels like he's just trying to make a totally different show. The Master's just evil for the sake of being evil. One thing I like about him, though, is he's a lot more physical. He's a lot more threatening. If it wasn't following Missy, then I would like him. But because it is, he's just brutally evil now, again, for just like no reason, really. Spyfall, though, fantastic two-parter, really good. Now, I'm not ignoring the problems of Chibnall, but this is where we come to season 13. I feel Chibnall was getting better and better, obviously taking a lot of criticism and changing. Now, we have had the first episode of season 13, and they're doing something new, which is they're doing a 6 or 8 part episode that is all one story. And I think, oh my god, why haven't you done this sooner? For a start, the earlier Doctor Who was like that. Although the episodes were only 20 minutes long, they would have 6 episodes for one story. And as I said earlier, the best seasons are the ones with 2-parters and stuff, So I'm really glad they've gone for this, and wow, honestly, what a brilliant start.
A dog shot me. How can a dog shoot me? Ow! I want to report you for kidnapping. What do you think of that?
Well, that's what's happening, so...
For a start, we have one of the most intriguing looking villains in the entire show. Really bizarre. I don't know if he's an Eternal or some sort of demigod, but he's fascinating. We also have old school 70s Sontarans. They now actually look disgusting and scary, which is how they should look.
You look disgusting.
Yes. Well, no point dwelling on it.
Really disgusting.
For some reason, they just made them look like little potato men with Russell T Davies, but they've come back from that, which is great. We are introduced to John Bishop's character. Now, again, why does he not react to things? He's just been kidnapped by a dog with an axe and is flying through deep space, and he's like, oh, we're in space. Oh, just a spaceship. Oh, you're a dog, huh? All right. What? You should be terrified, freaking out. That makes the show less believable. When the show's less believable, you can't get attached to things because you think, oh, well, that would never happen. So how can you relate to these characters when they're not reacting like a normal human would? That is one of the big problems with Chibnall, which is strange because he tries to make it so dramatic. There are so many chances for it to be dramatic. I don't remember a single person saying, oh, it's bigger on the inside when they get in the TARDIS. He's just changed the show so much. But anyway, I'm not here to diss Chibnall's new episode because it's great. It's going in a brilliant direction. We have one of the more interesting concepts, which is a sort of possibly natural event dissolving the universe, destroying planet after planet. Now that is a threat. That is frightening. And we're introduced to Carvanista. He's a big doggy. He's just a big doggy. He's brilliant. I love him. He's so great.
And now your weapon as well.
Just because we have to say it, that doesn't mean I have to like him. They're infuriating.
He makes a trap that miniaturizes John Bishop's house. It's so good.
Oops. Sorry.
And did I mention he's a doggy? He's just a big doggy. So we're introduced to some brilliant characters. It's finally feeling like Doctor Who, and it hasn't done for a while. It's funny, it's silly, we have ridiculous new characters, some that seem fascinating, others that are hilarious and wonderful, and I think it's going in a really good direction. The intro sequence, by the way, fantastic. Classic Doctor Who. We have them hanging upside down from this hovering beam with handcuffs on.
I must admit, Yaz, I can't help feeling that some of this is my fault. All of this is your fault. What do you mean?
A great start. Really reminds me of the older Doctor Who. Now all you need to do is fix the music, bring back the composer from the earlier seasons, because why would you get rid of him? All the music is more electronic now, and not like the way the early seasons were, like series 1 and 2. They used a lot of samples instead of real instruments. But no, it's gone actually electronic. And I like that because it's more sci-fi. I've always thought you needed more electronic stuff in Doctor Who, but you also need the orchestral pieces. Bring back that excitement, you know? We now have Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor, and she's good in this episode. She's being a sneaky liar and is hunting people down and stuff, and I love that. She's trying to investigate the Division. Oh my god, I have no idea what Chibnall's going to do with this concept, the Division. Oh god, I was so hoping it would be explored more, because it almost felt like they were just going to leave it in the last episode in season 12. So I'm very, very excited to see where this goes. And if you didn't know, oh my god, the new showrunner for Doctor Who in season 14 is Russell T Davies. He's coming back. He was the original writer of New Who. I am so utterly thrilled and excited for that. I cannot wait. So please, Chibnall, no woke stuff. There was none in this episode. You've done well there. No anything. Just no, just turn it off. No show. Cancelled. No, but seriously, no woke stuff. Bring back orchestral music. Less over-the-top serious drama where two characters sit down on their own somewhere and discuss something. Doctor Who was always great for having motion to it. All conversations were taking place as they were running through corridors or doing other activities. That's what Doctor Who should be like. Fast-paced, exciting. Woo! I like the addition of John Bishop if he starts reacting normally to the crazy things that are happening around him. I mean, it's the end of the universe, and it takes them ages to think, oh wait, my family's down there, and Graham, and all the people we love. It's like, yes, this is the end of the universe. Guys, wake up. You can get to action. Come on. So, that's my bit on Flux. I will be giving, hopefully, more updates as the show goes along. I'm glad to be back. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.